Hello everyone, welcome to another video of our channel. Today we are going to talk about 8 interesting facts about the Hungarian GP, and then we are going to see the changes it suffered through the years in the layout. So let's first jump to the facts. This has some crazy sections inside that I like to label. First, really interesting fact. This comes from a time where the world was mostly divided in two sides. There was the communist side, supported by the USSR, and then the capitalist side, supported mostly by the US and all the non-communist countries. Bernie Ecclestone tried by land and sky to have a race behind the Iron Curtain. This is the name it was given to the countries that were subscribed to the communist regime. After lots of negotiations, he finally succeeded in 1986, and the first ever communist F1 race happened at the Hungaroring in that year. Second fact, if you look the race from the higher vantage point, it is possible to see almost 80% of the circuit from that single place. With 4.381 kilometers, this is the third shortest Formula 1 circuit on the calendar, and crazy enough, the second slowest, just after Monaco. Third fact, Robert Kubica was an amazing driver born in Poland. For those of you who don't know him, he got involved in a tragic accident during a rallying event, and that forced him to stop racing in F1 because he lost some movement on one of his fingers and some parts of the hands. So he had to retire, not from motorsport, but he had to step up Formula 1. But when Robert was active in Formula 1, the Hungarian GP was also known as the Polish GP. Almost 25,000 fans from Poland went over to Hungary to support Robert every race. The same happened in 2019 when he came back to F1. This is something similar to what you can see in the Red Bull Ring and Max races, and it's being filled by Max Verstappen supporters. So let's get now into the lucky and happy facts about the Hungarian GP before going into the dark zone. Fourth fact, McLaren is the top winner at the Hungarian GP with 11 wins in total. Fifth, and still on the lucky zone fact, Jenson Button, Damon Hill, Fernando Alonso, Heikki Kovalainen and Esteban Ocon, they all won their first ever F1 race at the Hungaroring. I think this has to do in part that it's really hard to overtake on this track, and if you had a good qualifying, your chances are high. So, as I mentioned before, there is an unlucky and dark part of this, where the last 3 facts are inside this section. The first of this section and 6th in the total count. From 2005 to 2017, so that's 12 years, the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix failed to win the championship that same year. In fact, in only 11 occasions, the winner of the Hungarian GP won that year's title. I think, and this is my opinion, it has to do with the fact that the track is very twisty and slow, and it is an outlier in terms of the car you need to win here when you compare it to other tracks. So this is similar to what happened in Monaco, where as the track is really slow, if you get a good engine, you might not get a really big advantage. So there is those two things. First, it's pretty hard to overtake, and second, it's an outlier. Seventh fact, this is still on the unlucky and dark side. So Ferrari has been present at every Hungarian GP since it started in 1996. But just in 1999, it was the only year that both cars finished the race. And this is the last fact of the unlucky and dark section, and the 8th in the general. Let me know, guys, in the comment if you think the same, but I think I have a theory that the halo could have saved this one. I'm talking about the incident that Felipe Massa had during the qualifying event of the 2019 Hungaroring GP, and a spring went off the car of Rubens Barrichello Bronze GP and got caught in the Ferrari air, and it finished in Massa's helmet. In there, it had a big impact near his left eye and damaged his skull. Luckily, he didn't lose his eye, so he was able to return to race after, but he missed the whole 2009 season and he was replaced by Luca Badois. So now let's see how the track received some changes during the years, and then we are going to go to rFactor and race the first and the last layout. In there we will be able to see the differences firsthand. So this is the changes that the track received during the years. We can see there wasn't so many changes, and in fact pretty much the layout still prevail. Luckily it didn't go through the hands of Tilk. If you've seen any of my previous videos, Tilk is a Sherman engineer and also a person involved in motorsport, and he did some changes at some tracks to give him his style. Sometimes Tilk tracks are filled with slow corners, like first, second, or third gear corners with long straights, and they are really short in distance. So luckily this still has most of its original shape, and only minor changes has been done during the years just to give more speed, but it kept its long known history of being one of the hardest races to overtake. So we can see in 1986, first race ever held behind the Iron Curtain. This was in the Communist Party still. We can see the main difference is the track was the same as in 1989, where it was the first change it received. But we can see at turn 3, now in 1989 that was just and straight. So they removed the chicane, and that's pretty much everything they changed from 1986 to 1989. Then there is a bigger change done from 1989 to 2003. So before jumping to 2003, I want to mention that 1986 was the first ever communist race held from Formula 1, and then 1989 was the first race held in Hungary that was not in the communist regime. In 1989, they decided to have elections that people could vote, and the Communist Party was done that year in Hungary, as in many other countries. Only change, as I said, to remove the chicane. So let's jump now to the changes in 2003 race. We can see two main differences. First of all, the turns 11th to 12th have been now replaced by a long straight, because they wanted to promote the overtaking. So they replaced with a second, or you can name maybe a third straight. So maybe you could overtake here near turn 4, and now you can overtake here near to turn 12. Besides overtaking at turn 1. Another change the track received was at turn 1. They flattened this, and this made the cars go slower and helped overtaking opportunities, and at the same time the overtaking in this area is now less prone to accidents, because you have to really slow down to corner, and make the cars have to overtake just in first or second gear. And previously this was a really fast corner, so you could overtake on third and fourth gear. We can remember this is where the famous overtake from Piquet to Senna happened in 1986. There is a short in the channel about it. I recommend you to see it, because it's a really good work from both Ayrton Senna and Nelson Piquet. But this could not be done nowadays, because the corner is really slower, So maybe it could have not happened. And those are the two main changes done to the track. This made the track a little bit quicker overall, but not so much. So now let's jump to rFactor and let's see how the track looks firsthand. So here we are at the 1986 layout of the hungaroring. We're going to do a lap and see the differences. I am currently driving the 1998 Nigel Mansell Williams. Oh, of course, there is no speed limit. In the past there was no speed limit in the box straight. They were crazy times. Okay, so first difference, turn 1, it's really open. Now there is a short corner there. It was quicker before. Third, probably fourth here maybe. Second difference, this chicane, the new layout, it does not exist anymore. Now they just continue straight over here. And I will take the chicane so you can see it. I got trapped. Okay, there we are. So this is the chicane, no longer exists. Now they just continue over this straight. Oh, nice sound. Whoa. So this part is the same. The rest of the track is pretty much the same nowadays. Other difference, you can use the curves nowadays. Before, as you can see, if you went over the curves, you just spin out. There's no way you could avoid spinning out unless it's just a small part of the wheel. So another difference here. Now it's a full straight. Now you will see there is this left, then right. This does not exist anymore nowadays. So the downshift looks a lot freer. So that chicane does not exist anymore nowadays, and it's just one long straight. That is to help to promote overtaking. And then yeah, this part is pretty much the same. The straight is the same. Let's see the engine. Oh, just good. Okay, first corner quicker than before. Doing a recap. So this corner still exists, but this chicane no longer exists. Now they continue straight. The curves has been flattened. Now they can be used. You can escape. I'm not going full speed just in case. Just showing off of the truck. I'm not looking for quick times here. Even so, I'm just 1.8 seconds behind. Even worse. So now on the new layout, this part is all straight. As you can see now, it doesn't look like a straight here. You end up that part is not straight, sorry. That part is not straight. And you end up here. This part is exactly the same. If you are cornering, you end up in the pit entry. Then last corner up to the straight. Whoa, so bumpy, so bumpy. Oh, I got hit from behind. That didn't help. Okay, that was the 1986 layout of the track. Let's go now and see the new layout, and you will be able to see the differences as soon as we hit it. Okay, now we are at the new layout, the last layout, the layout Formula 1 uses nowadays, on board with the 2022 Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Nowadays there is a speed limiter, so I cannot go over 80 kilometers per hour. On the old layout there is no speed limit, the car didn't have a speed limiter, so you can see it's there. I removed the speed limiter. Now there is a speed exit line. You cannot go over that if you are exiting the pits. So first corner to left. Now in here you see now the chicane is no longer there. Before you had to go to the right. Now just straight up to this corner, and in the exit you have asphalt here and a big curve you can take on the outside, so that makes the track quicker. And here you have a lot of track you can use as well. And here you can go over this and over that, and you will not spin most of the times unless you are, I don't know, Nick Latifi or similar, or maybe Daniel Ricciardo, or yeah, I won't give any more names, sorry. Let me know in the comments what name comes, the first name that pops in your head that could spin out. Don't say you. So you can see there are curves. Track is wider. You can see a difference. In the exit, lots of room as well. You can go. Maybe we'll get a black and white flag from the FIA, but I will not crash. So first corner now, second gear, really tight. It's not as before. That you could do third or fourth gear, even on the old car. On the new one, it will be maybe fourth, third. Now this is really wide now because they repaved the whole surface of the track in 2003. And they made it a little bit wider to update the new cars. And now we're wider and bigger, heavier. Not particularly in 2003, but you know what I mean. So now you'll be able to see that after this corner it's all one straight. Before you had some high-speed chicane in the middle. Now it's no longer there, and this part is exactly the same. So you turn here, this fast is really slow, I'm not even pushing. Then you I'm doing the lap record. I'm not even pushing. Okay, and that's it, guys. Yeah, so that's the new layout. I hope you understood. I hope it was well explained. Let me know in the comments if you have any doubts. I will be able to point it out. But I think it's pretty much clear now. When you see it firsthand, it's not the same as seeing it on the paper and with the red circles and with the mouse pointer pointing out. I think easier to spot the differences when you go on board. You can see firsthand. I hope you guys had fun. I had lots of fun. I learned a lot. I hope you learned something today, at least one thing. Please don't forget to subscribe to not miss any further content. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
Did you know that every time you watch a video without subscribing, someone crashes at the Nürburgring? Please help stopping this massacre by doing your part.